of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Ravens and the football team, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 22.
And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. The Washington offense about ready to go to work. And at quarterback, in his 17th season now in the NFL, piloting his 9th different franchise, it's Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He's one of those guys that's been around the block a few times in the NFL. And at this stage in his career, what he lacks in big playability, he more than makes up for it in veteran leadership, a real knowledge of the game, and being a terrific locker room presence.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Now Fitzpatrick. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. And that last pass CD, he just added another notch to the old belt. What a career it's been. He's over 35,000 career passing yards now.
And when you say that number, over 35,000 yards, how many people have done that prior to him?
Right around 30.
Boy, that's a pretty good number. Now you're into a membership that means you've done a heck of a job in this league for a decent amount of time. You're recognized as one of the better players.
You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
Fitzpatrick to his tight end, Thomas, for the Washington first.
Well, it's just been an aerial attack all the way downfield, and they're putting it to the defense in a big way right now. What do you think, partner? Do you now run the football? Because they're in a pretty good spot already at the outer edges of the field goal.
But, like you always tell me, you're still far enough away from the end zone that a pass could be a good option here, too.
You know, we always talk about running the ball until people take it away from you. I don't see any reason to stop throwing it until they take it away from you as well.
Well, the early returns here on the opening drive, though, solid. To the air again, Fitzpatrick. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. And now it's second down. The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up fourth down. And Hopkins' kick is good. And it's 3-0 Washington. So they'll likely get a few more drives before we see the second team, but a good start for the first unit with 3 points.
Yeah, good start, and now they want to see them build on it because you're exactly right. They'll get a few more drives at this stage of the preseason. Can they continue to evolve and add to what we just saw in the first drive?
Time to see this wide-open Baltimore offense go to work, and leading them, pretty darn good one, Lamar Jackson out of Louisville.
And 2020 was another excellent season for number 8. Wasn't able to repeat the numbers from his MVP campaign of 2019, but bigger than that, got his elusive first playoff win, and he and the team hope that bodes well for them as they try to move forward in 2021. Let's face it, the numbers were still pretty darn good. 27 touchdown passes, another 1,000 yards on the ground, and 7 scores rushing. This young man continues to be elusive and continues to improve.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Jackson. incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there, and it's third down.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. He's able to knock that one away.
On third down, Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Here's Fitzpatrick. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. 7 yards to pick up there. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Well, not many folks would jump straight to Ryan Fitzpatrick when you talk about strong-arm quarterbacks, but if he's lasted this long, and he has, he's got to be doing something right.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's third down. Trying to get off the field and then wham. You have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
If they open things up, let's see what the defense does here too after a good stop. Flushed out right. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. Get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Now they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 27. An option handoff here to Dobbins. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Throwing is Jackson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Strong safety Landon Collins, the one who got a hand in there, knocked it away. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Boy, you sure don't see that too often.
I guess you can't really call anything a gimme, but you figure with his track record, that's a sure thing. But it turns out it's not the case.
On 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick. And his throw here is incomplete. Ricky Seals-Jones, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. To throw is Fitzpatrick. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing Fitzpatrick. He gets it to Humphreys. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Got a man open. It's Ricky Seals-Jones. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. Fitzpatrick giving to Gibson on the draw. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
They'll go. It's Gibson. It's a first down and more for Gibson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, 31 yards. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. So how about the fortitude there? They're in field goal range, but they say, no, forget the 3. We think we can get the first, and they wind up getting a lot more than they bargained for.
And I love how you used an SAT word to describe what we just saw there, partner. That's got to be a deflated defense. You see the head down, the shoulders slumped. But we've talked about this before. Sometimes as a defense, you get so wrapped up in defending the first down line that that's your last line of defense. And once they get past that, they're gone.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
From the 31, Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And he's got his receiver, that's Sammy Watkins. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. They'll run for it. It's Edwards. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now Dobbins again on second down. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
Strong coverage by Washington, and now 4th down. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Here's Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And the drive starts with a completion, left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Now Fitzpatrick. He'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down. Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington. So that'll back him up 5. Fitzpatrick now from the 50. He'll look downfield for Humphreys. And this is taken in at the 5. And he'll go out of bounds, making it all the way down to the 5. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
And that one covering it. 63 yards in the air. And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out. And we're going to get a review of that last play. Did he keep...
After review the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Winds up a very good call there defensively to challenge that one, as that now will wind up an incomplete pass. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. To throw, Fitzpatrick. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver, but now it'll be 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. We'll get that to the rookie from Minnesota, Rashad Bateman. And he'll be out right at the 35. Jackson to Bateman there, 1st down Ravens.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide.
Come on, fellas.
After review the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Eluding the pressure right. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. So now we have Jackson slow to get back on his feet. Appears to be shaken up. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. Jackson going to find his running back here. It's Dobbins. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 40 yards. And the Ravens get a bit closer. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, trying to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. On 2nd and 12, Fitzpatrick slings this deep from McLaurin. It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 35. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback, and he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, he's got a big leg, and when everything comes together, he can certainly hit from long range, but this one's going to come up just a little bit short. A very good effort, though.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Flush to his right. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. Here's Jackson to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins. As the first half is winding down, and the Ravens are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally, you run to set up the pass. Here, it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with a Washington football team on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready. We now proceed to the start of the second half.
Both of these coaching staffs with some big decisions to make coming up as the preseason draws to a close. This second half is going to be filled with a lot of evaluation. And to bring it your way, we go back to Brandon Gaudin.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And when they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Play action. Now Jackson. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's second down. To throw again is Jackson. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's third down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, Jackson. A slant route caught by Bateman. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
And I believe that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet, they're going to go for it on 4th. They're going for it with Dobbins. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11.
When they put the ball in J.K. Dobbins' chest and he carries it, he runs with a lot of determination and aggressiveness. Just one start last year as a rookie, but still managed 805 yards and 9 touchdowns. I think he's ready for a big year 2 leap. Now the lead runner for the Baltimore Ravens.
5 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a second down.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Watkins, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 5. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Jackson to Watkins there for a Baltimore first. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Jackson, option right. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Dobbins. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Well, after the loss on first down, they're going to walk that line and understand they don't have to rush just yet, but time is still going to be a factor in their decision-making. Call your play. Make sure everyone knows what they're doing. You have to score a touchdown here. You've got to find a way to cash in.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Now this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. First possession of the second half now for Washington. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. First down, Fitzpatrick. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Ricky Seals-Jones, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
Hey, check back 6. Watch the run.
Fitzpatrick now. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
On third down, Fitzpatrick. And that'll be complete to the running back, Gibson. And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. 0 turnovers in this game so far. The trend continues, but barely. Offense lucky that one went out of bounds.
Yeah, they're very fortunate because when a game's going along like this one and neither side has turned the ball over, sometimes that first one can really flip things to their advantage in this type of a game.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. A run here for J.D. McKissick. And he's taken down inside the 30. 10 yards there, good for a Washington first down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Hey, check back.
On second down, it's Gibson. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the third quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Hopkins' kick is good, and that'll bring him back within a point. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the third quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send a message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the fourth. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Checks this down to Edwards out of the backfield. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense. Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Huntley to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play. Wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped. Good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically. But it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway. And now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the fourth. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 18. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down. From the gun, they go to Edwards. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. As a nice run there, gets them down to the 6-yard line.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
They're mounting a nice drive here. Good chunk of yardage there again. O-line, they've been solid this drive.
They have that look about them right now that says, if you do anything but run the ball behind us, you're crazy. They have really moved it well on this drive, and they want to finish it off the same way.
Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from a yard out as the Ravens push further out in front.
So an important drive for them there. They're not home, but momentum, Charles, definitely in their favor now.
And I like the point you just made. They're not home yet, but a 1-point game, and if you kick the extra point, make it an 8-point game. Only one score, but you're right. Momentum definitely in their favor right now.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. Just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Hey, a sidebar worth noting is that preseason cuts have changed. So week 3 that we're in right now, the preseason, I think, what did you say, the roster's going to stay at 90 instead of going down to 75 this year?
That's exactly right, Brandon, because in the past, just what you said, this game here, at the end of week 3, or game 3, you would cut the roster down to 75 and play game 4 just like that. In this case now, though, they're going to be able to keep guys all the way through. So guys who would normally not have a chance to finish out the preseason, they'll get that chance now and get more opportunities to get on tape.
Throwing on first down is Allen.
He'll look downfield for Humphreys.
It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. That one good for 37 yards. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. And again, it's Allen. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. From the gun, it's Allen. And it's caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
McKissick.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. J.D. McKissick taking it in from 2 yards out.
And Washington now within a 2-point conversion of tying this game. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
Allen will try to throw for it. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done. Get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Out of the gun, they give to Edwards. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score.
That is caught. Bateman.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Here's Huntley.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Jimmy Moreland. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for the Washington touchdown.
In a tie game, 4th quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
James Prochet to return it. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
And they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution.
He was looking for Rashad Bateman there.
And that'll make a 3rd down.
Now Huntley.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That goes for a gain of 31. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
He'll rifle this one deep right side.
Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with 3rd down coming up. Huntley.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. They will run it. It's McKissick. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll go again with McKissick. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That good for 19 and a first down.
So a victory here for the Washington football team.
And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with